So here we are. I just want to do a quick gear review on a mat that I used on my latest expedition. So on the 26th of February this year, I went across the Finnmarkvidda in northern Norway from Alta down to a place called Korresjak where I skied with a polk with 3 other friends. We carried all our kit and equipment, supplies, food that we needed, navigated the route ourselves, and the conditions were cold. Obviously it's northern Norway, we're in the Arctic Circle. We got down to around -20. We were hoping and expecting a little bit colder, but that was enough for us actually. But we were prepared for colder. It would have been good to have some cooler conditions, but just to get the experience. But otherwise -20 done us a good job. But before I left to go on this expedition, I contacted Highlander, which are a UK company out of Scotland that create and manufacture and design outdoor equipment. And whilst I was looking for some equipment for this expedition, I come across their new Arctic Nap-pak inflatable sleeping mat, which is this thing here, okay? And it is rated at a massive R11. I reached out to them because I was a bit skeptical about the R11 value, because there isn't a mat like it, especially for the cost of this, which by the way is only $99.99. So for under £100 you can get a fantastic mat, which will come on to why it's so fantastic in a second. But so I reached out to them and I asked if they would like me and 3 of my friends to field test these in the conditions where I believe these mats are designed for. And I'd give some real feedback, honest. If it didn't work, I'd tell them and I'll tell you, so they can take it away and then maybe redesign it, do whatever they want with it. But they were generous enough to give me a little bit more discount than what my blue light card gets me, which was really, really appreciated, and we all ended up with one of these mats. So this mat, just a quick overview of it. First impressions, it comes in a small sack like this, okay, which measures around 30 centimeters by 12. You could probably squeeze it down to 10 and maybe even shorten the length slightly as well if you wanted to. Once the mat is fully out, it is a massive 195 centimeters long and a 65 centimeters wide all the way down. So it's not mummy shape, it's not contoured, it is a solid rectangular shape. It weighs 900 grams in total in its stuff sack as it is, okay, so you could lose that and maybe shift 10 grams if you're that fussy. And its construction is a 3-layer foil insulated system inside its outer fabric. So we'll just get it out now. Also comes with some little patches in case you get any holes. We didn't at all. Use of this in the cold, it was very easy. I did have a pump sack to blow it up, but I didn't bother using it. The reason being is I wanted to keep my mitts on. I do suffer with quite cold hands, so it was important I kept them very, very warm. So just roll it out. It has got, it folds up in like 3s if you want to put it in its sack, okay? And it's got a dual valve. So the big one is so you can deflate it. It's just a massive empty hole, and then if you want to inflate it, you take off the first top one, and it's a non-return valve, so you blow in and no air comes out. Bear with me, I will blow it up in a second. But one of the concerns that I know some people have with these sort of mats is the noise. So you can hear that. Yeah, you can hear the foil, the rustling around. Sounds like Celebrations tub when there's all the wrappers have been put back in it. Don't do that, by the way. But once you inflate this, you can really not tell the noise is there at all. The construction inside must be doing something to keep the foil away from each other, as well as your own body weight away from it. Once it's inflated, it's a massive 10 centimeters thick. So I'm going to inflate it now. Bear with me, it takes a little bit of time and I'll get a little bit lightheaded, but I'll show you. do. Cool. Very light-headed. Right, so as you can see there, the structure of it, 10 centimeters thick, and it is quite solid, right? It doesn't fold, it bends, but it doesn't fold up on itself, okay? It's baffled across the whole lot. And blowing it up, so I had a pump sack, but I didn't use it, and I was a bit concerned about saliva and moisture being around here, being the conditions were well below zero, freezing. I thought that might freeze shut. It was actually all right. It come undone fairly easy, and didn't affect its performance at all in using this valve. So a whopping 10 centimeters thick, very, very comfortable, really, really solid mat. And as you can see, the noise, you can barely hear the foil now rustling around. You can just hear this outer fabric. If I really squeeze it, you can just about make out the foil noise, but otherwise, I didn't notice that, and neither did the lads when I asked them. And I believe the reason being is where this mat is designed for, you are going to be in a massive sleep system. You're going to probably have a beanie on or some kind of balaclava, so you're getting loads of protection on your ears anyway. Rolling around side to side, I didn't feel like I was sliding off the mat or sliding down even when we were on hills. This mat was quite solid on the floor or the base of the tent. I did sleep on top of one of these just in case I had any issues. That might have helped with the grip and preventing the mat sliding around, but otherwise it was very good. And it was also an emergency case in case this deflated or got a hole in anyway, but it didn't. No one had a hole, no one had deflation issues. It was very, very good. So yeah, sleeping and the noise wasn't an issue for that if I was to round that section up. In terms of packability, you saw how it come. When I was out there, I was toying with the idea of buying a bed bag. It basically looks like a body bag that you can keep your whole sleep system in it whilst you were traveling around. You could just strap that to the top of your polk. I didn't bother. I deflated this every time and re-inflated it. In terms of temperature, so while sleeping on this, I didn't feel cold at all. I was warm every single night. There wasn't a night where I suffered from the cold at all. If anything, I got too hot. That could be because I had a really, really good sleep system, which this is part of, okay? It's not individual to that. It's a whole unit of things that keep you warm. And I had a VBL down sleeping bag rated to -30, an outer bag and a bivvy bag. I actually had to reduce the layers in that sleep system because I was getting too hot and sweating, and I sleep with nothing on when I'm in conditions. I have clothes in there, but they're just stuffed inside the sleeping bag to put on whilst I'm in there, but I don't sleep with anything on. So I was warm enough and it was fantastic. So how I packed this away, I just popped off because I didn't have the bed bag, and it just made it so much simpler for me every time in terms of storage and space on my polk and in my holder which I had on there. I just popped the valve open to let all the air escape, then chucked that end at the bottom, and all I did was I got the mat like this and I just sausage rolled it up every morning. Didn't bother folding it, didn't have the time for that faff, and to be honest, I didn't need to. I had plenty of storage on the polk for it to be held like this, and I quite like the fact that I could just whip it out in the evening and make evening routine much simpler. Didn't have any problems with this, rolling it up like that, and then all I did was put this on the end of my sleep system and then sausage roll my sleep system up in that, stuffed it all in my holder. There was no issues, and it was easy to get out every evening, not a problem. How this compares to other sleep mats, I couldn't tell you really, because I've only bought one inflatable sleeping mat which I use, which is a lot lighter than this, and to be honest I have suffered with deflation issues So I was a bit concerned about this one, to be fair, but I had no issues, no problems, none of us did. All I have ever really used are mats like this, a lot thinner, when I was in the army, just to keep kit lightweight and easy to pack away. And that's one of the reasons why I've never really used inflatable mats, is because I don't want to just keep blowing things up and deflating it. Whereas it wasn't as bad as I thought. It wasn't in a rush, it was enjoying the time I was there. And it's all part of it. I really did enjoy the admin side of an expedition that we went on. So as it compares to other mats, I can imagine, well, I haven't seen an R11 rated mat. Whether you believe this one is or not, it has been tested to the standards to make sure. But for the cost, I don't think you can go wrong. And will I be using it again? Absolutely. When I go back to the Arctic Circle, I'm sure next winter, I will be using this mat, and I believe so will the other lads. They really rated it, the comfort, the warmth, and how silent it was, to be honest, which was brought to our attention that it might be an issue, but it wasn't. So yeah, if you are looking for, I know we're coming into summer and spring now, if you are looking for a winter mat that's going to keep you warm, is very comfortable to sleep on, or you're planning an Arctic expedition, then definitely, for the price of this at $99.99, I would definitely not bat an eyelid at it and definitely give it a go. Otherwise, the film for the whole expedition is going to come out soon, in a couple of months probably. It's a long video to edit, lots of footage to go through, but that's going to be coming out. Please subscribe so you can get notified when that comes out. But for the time being, head over to my channel, look at all the other cool stuff we've been doing, where there's going to be plenty of more to come. And finally, a big thank you for Highlander for offering us a discount on this and listening to the honest feedback that we're providing on this mat. I'll see you on the next one. Go and get outdoors, go on an expedition, have fun, adventure. That's what life's for.